Yeah, I completely forgot about this list. Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite romance movies of all time. Yes, months back I was doing a bunch of top 10 lists for favorite genres of each decade and stuff. I did like horror films, animated films, and all that stuff. And I started doing the romance movies. I think my favorite romance movies of the decade in the 2000s, and then I just completely stopped because I got really busy, with videos and work and stuff. You know how life gets you and shit like that. But I completely forgot to continue my favorite romance movies of each decade and stuff. And honestly, a lot of people weren't even asking for it, so I just decided not to do it. So yeah, but I thought to myself, I should have at least a conclusion to those top 10 lists. I think some people out there kind of want to know what my favorite romance movies of all time. Don't you want to know? If you don't, too bad, you're getting it. This is my favorite romance movies of all time. Yes, I wish I could have done all the decades, but again, just didn't have the time and stuff, but I skipped ahead, and here's my personal favorite romance movies of all time, in my opinion. Anyway. And as a list for top 10 lists, you gotta have your honorable mentions. And my honorable mentions are, there's a lot of them: Call Me By Your Name, The Shape of Water, Sing Street, Stardust, Ever After, Sense and Sensibility, Singing in the Rain, The Apartment, Only Lovers Left Alive. There we go. Proud of myself. And Shakespeare in Love. Great films. It's going to make the top 10 list. If it didn't make my top 10, it's my number 10. My number 10 is Spike Jonze's Her. Her is so good. This movie came out in 2013, and I am so sorry that I did not put this in my top 10 romance movies of the decade. I completely forgot about this movie. I don't know why I forgot about this movie. This is one of my favorite romantic films ever. It's one of the best movies of the decade. One of the best. Not the best, but I can't believe I forgot it off the decade list for romance films. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me, but still, Her is amazing. Written and directed by Spike Jonze, starring Joaquin Phoenix as Theodore, a guy who basically doesn't want the traditional girlfriend. He's sick of, girls all about looks and stuff. He wants a distinct intellectual relationship. And the only way you can find that is with Samantha, artificial intelligence. She is an operating system who you're supposed to befriend and stuff, but he eventually falls in love with. He falls in love with an OS, an artificial intelligence operating system. And it's an amazing romance. It's one of the best romances you will ever see. That's why I love Moonrise Kingdom. It's a relationship between kids, but I bought that relationship more than most relationships in most films. Same with this movie. I bought a relationship between a guy and his computer more than most relationships in most films. Scarlett Johansson as Samantha is fantastic. Joaquin Phoenix was snubbed of an Oscar nomination. He's fantastic, but I'm sure he didn't give a shit because he hates the Oscars, but still. It won the screenplay for the Oscars, rightfully so. Spike Jonze wrote an amazing, original, fresh screenplay. It's beautifully directed, beautifully told. It just rips your heart out at the ending of the film. The cinematography, the music, everything about this movie is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, Her, one of the great romance films I've ever seen. So good. Coming in number 9 is Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain is directed by Ang Lee, easily probably Ang Lee's best film. It is so good. This and Sense and Sensibility, Crouching Tiger, Dragon are his best films, but I love Brokeback Mountain. Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal are fantastic. This is a movie about homosexuals and stuff, and this is during a time period when homosexuality was considered wrong and disgusting and not right and stuff and everything. And it takes place in the South and shit like that, with the cowboys and a lot of racism and a lot of sexist and prejudiced and all that stuff. During this time period and during this country where this takes place, homosexuality was a big no-no and stuff, but these two men fell in love. Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal, they fell in love when they went and did a job up in Brokeback Mountain stuff, and they spent all this time together. It establishes the characters, it establishes the relationship, and it's a beautiful romance. Both of them, Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal, are both excellent in this film. They have amazing chemistry with each other, and you completely buy their romance. It's so good. And each actress that plays their wives, Anne Hathaway and Michelle Williams, are both excellent in this film as well. It's beautifully shot too, and it's super realistic. It's a very raw film. It's very real. It's so good. It's so quotable. I wish I could quit you. That's all we got is Brokeback Mountain. It's so fucking good. Yeah, I love this movie. It's a quotable movie. It's a great movie. It's sad. I bawl my eyes out every single time I watch the ending to this movie when Heath Ledger has his jacket. It fucking rips me apart. This movie's amazing. The writing, everything about this movie is amazing. The fact that fucking Crash beat this movie for Best Picture is the stupidest, single-handedly the dumbest fucking thing the Oscars have ever fucking done, but still. This should have won Best Picture. That or Good Night and Good Luck, but still. Great film, one of my favorite romance films of all time. It's Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain. Coming in number 8 is Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn. Yes, Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind, directed by Victor Fleming, starring Clark Gable, Vivian Leigh, Olivia de Havilland, a lot of other actors too, and just great film. I remember when I first watched this movie years ago. I was first introduced to this movie, TCM, Turner Classic Movies, watched it with my grandma. The first 25 minutes, I didn't think I'd like this movie. I'm like, this is like almost a 4-hour film, and I'm not getting into it. I like the performances and the costume, the production, but I didn't think I would like it. But as the movie kept going and going, I kept loving it all the more. The shots, the storytelling, just everything, all this bad stuff was happening to these people. It was a fantastic film, and I love this movie. I think this is a fantastic film. It's considered one of the greats. It's one of the greats for a reason, because it is so good. Vivian Leigh is fantastic. She is not the most likable character. She's a pretty spoiled character and a very self-righteous character, but she does redeem herself in a lot of moments, and she has a lot of great scenes in this film. And her performance, Vivian Leigh as Scarlett O'Hara, is fantastic. She is a fantastic tour de force actress, and she is so good. Clark Gable's great too as Rhett Butler. He's fantastic. Olivia de Havilland is fantastic. Everyone is amazing. The production, the costumes, just everything about this movie is fantastic. And again, it's a quotable movie. Other Tomorrow's Another Day and shit like that. And Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn. Like the fucking lines in this movie are just so freaking quotable. And yeah, I love everything about this movie. And yeah, it's a classic. Coming number 7 is Groundhog Day. Yes, Groundhog Day is not just a sci-fi comedy, but it is also a fantastic romance film. Story of this movie is about Bill Murray's character, Phil. He is a reporter, and he is a very selfish person. He is a guy who's just full of himself, and he just thinks he's like the friggin' God's gift to everything and everything. He's like the true talent, and basically he's just completely full of himself, and he just like hates all these people in the little town and stuff, and he just hates these people and hates everything about it and shit like that. And basically, on Groundhog Day, he basically repeats the day over and over and over and over again, basically until he learns how to be a true person, how to truly love people and how to truly love Andy McDowell's character and stuff. And yeah, it's a fantastic story. I love Groundhog Day. It's funny. It's got such a cool and unique idea. The concept, the idea. How Harold Ramis directed this movie was so freaking well done. Bill Murray is excellent as the character Phil. Andy McDowell is also fantastic. The relationship between her and Phil is a really great relationship. I love it. It starts off, you're like, oh my god, like he's such a prick. He doesn't deserve this nice girl, but then he learns how to be more of a gentle person, a kind person and stuff, because he repeats the day so much, he learns everything about these people, and they're people too. They have lives, they have dreams, they have passions and stuff, just like he does and everything, and he learns how not to be a selfish person. He learns how to respect others and help people and stuff and help himself and everything. It's just a fantastic story with a great message. A lot of great comedy. Like, it's so many great characters in this movie as well. And yeah, everything about Groundhog Day is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, fantastic. Coming in number 6 is When Harry Met Sally. When Harry Met Sally is probably one of my favorite Rob Reiner movies. Not my all-time favorite. You'll see it coming soon. Harry and Sally is a great film. It's mostly about a friendship, because it's about a friendship between Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, Harry and Sally. When they first meet each other, they don't really like each other, and then they keep meeting each other, then eventually when they're grown up, they've been through each heartaches, a breakup, and a divorce and stuff, and they become friends. They don't want to sleep with each other and everything. They just want to get to know each other and be in each other's lives without, like, the sex and the love and everything. But then, of course, the friendship grows into a relationship. They want something more with each other, but they think, can they have a relationship with each other and everything? Is the friendship too strong to have a relationship and everything? And great movie. It's a great movie. Kind of the point of the movie is that men and women can't be friends, and I don't believe that is necessarily true, because I think men and women can be friends and stuff, but still, I think this is a great movie. I think it's written amazingly by Nora Ephron. I think Rob Reiner's direction is great. Billy Crystal is so freaking funny. Don't fuck with Mr. Zero and shit like that. And Meg Ryan's great. They both have great chemistry with each other. I like Carrie Fisher. She's in it. She's really good as well. Bruno Kirby's also great. Everyone's fantastic. The dialogue is great, and just these two, the relationship of these two is just so freaking strong, and yeah, I love it. It's so funny. Coming in number 5 is probably the greatest animated movie with the greatest, the greatest animated Disney movie. Well, Fantasia is, but still, it's right up there, and it's got one of the best romances I've ever seen in an animated movie, and yeah, that's Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time, tale as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. 1991, the year I was born, Beauty and the Beast was introduced to the world. Nominated for Best Picture. First animated film to do it. One of the only few to ever do it, but still. Beauty and the Beast, it was remade. Not a good remake, but still. Beauty and the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast. Animation is absolutely gorgeous. I love these characters. Belle, the Beast, Gaston, LeFou, Lemire, Cogsworth. Everyone's fantastic. Mrs. Pot, Chip, Maurice, everyone's fantastic. The songs are amazing. Animation, gorgeous again. The size and the scope and just the designs, the architect, everything about this movie, the architecture of all these like buildings and structure, it's fantastic. The songs are amazing. I love Kill the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast. Beautiful song. Be Our Guest. This Poor Provincial Town. Like everything. Every song is just genius and brilliant. I love it. Paige O'Hara is the true Belle. Like, Emma Watson, I don't know what the fuck she was doing with her auto-tuned voice and shit and her bland performance. That's not Belle. And the fact that movie made like $1.2 billion just baffles me. I didn't hate the movie, it's not that good, people. This is the true Beauty and the Beast film, and it's easily one of the great romance films of all time. Coming in number 4 is, speaking of Rob Reiner, this is my favorite Rob Reiner movie, and that is Princess Bride. The Princess Bride is so good. This is an action-adventure, fantasy, thriller, romance film. It's got everything. It's got torture, it's got fencing, games, creatures, betrayal, romance. Just like Peter Falk says, great movie. This is basically about a story about a grandfather telling a story to his grandson. Yes, it is Fred Savage from the Wonder Years, and the story he tells is beautiful. It's about Princess Buttercup, and she loses her, the man she loved, Wesley, because he went on a trip and stuff, a boating trip, and then he was killed by the dread pirate Robert and stuff, and now she has to marry Prince Humperdinck, but she doesn't want to marry him, and then she gets kidnapped by, of course, Wallace Shawn, Inconceivable, where she meets Inigo Montorio and stuff, and Fezzik and stuff, and Fazzini, all great characters, and then the dread pirate Robert, a.k.a. Wesley, comes to save her and stuff. We're introduced to amazing fencing sequences and great quotable lines like, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montorio. You killed my father. Prepare to die." Inconceivable and stuff. So fucking good. And of course, the game of wits, so good with the iodine, just fantastic. Fantastic. Everything about this movie is brilliant, and the movie is a romance story between Wesley and Buttercup, and it is a very lovely romance story. Robin Wright and Carrie Ellis are both fantastic. I buy their relationship. They talk with each other. You actually do buy that they are in love with each other. As you wish. Just everything about this romance is beautiful. Everything about this movie is amazing. How he directed this film was fantastic. The performances, the characters, it's such a timeless movie, and it's amazing. Coming in number 3 is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Oh my darling, Clementine. Yes, fantastic. Charlie Kaufman wrote a screenplay for this movie. It is a genius screenplay. One of the best screenplays I have ever seen. It's fantastic. Jim Carrey gives a great performance, a very underrated performance. I know Kate Winslet was praised a lot, which she should be. She's amazing as Clementine. She was nominated for an Oscar. She's so good. The relationship between these two, between Joel and Clementine, is a fantastic relationship. Because no matter what, even if they erase memory of each other, they will always still be drawn together because they're meant to be together and everything. And I love the story about a man trying to erase the memory of his wife because she did the same thing to him and everything. And it's so good. And I don't want to spoil too much, but it's so good, this movie. Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet are fantastic. Tom Wilkinson, Kirsten Dunst, Elijah Wood, Mark Ruffalo are all fantastic as well. Everything is the concept. Everything about this movie is brilliant. The visuals are fantastic. Everything about this movie is just genius. Charlotte Kaufman is a really talented screenwriter. This is his masterpiece. It's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's fantastic. Coming in number 2 is a tie between 3 films that I consider just one big film, and that is the Before trilogy. The Before trilogy is written and directed by Richard Linklater, and these movies are fantastic. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight. Again, I've talked to fucking death about these movies. They're fantastic. The romance between Jesse and Celine, Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke is fantastic. These two, you experience the relationship with them in these films. The first film, they meet each other on the train and stuff, and then they just like go all over this European country and just talk for a whole night with each other, and they fall in love and stuff. And then Before Sunset's 9 years later. He's at a book tour and stuff. They're in Paris. They talk with each other again, and then they realize that they need to be in each other's lives. They can't have a good life without each other and stuff. Then Before Midnight's 9 years later again. They're married and stuff. Then they question, is their marriage for real? Like, do they still love each other? Does romance eventually die out and stuff? And just, they talk about great ideas in all 3 of these films. The dialogue in all of these films are fantastic. How Linklater directed all these films and executed them all and structuralized them into these 3 great films is absolutely fantastic. It is real life put on the screen in these films, and Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy are sensational, and all 3 of these films are considered one of the greatest romance films I have ever seen in my entire life. Fantastic. And my number 1 favorite romance movie of all time is Casablanca, obviously. Like, what else would it be? Here's looking at you, kid. Everything about Casablanca is fantastic. Well, all is at Paris. It just, of all the gin joints in all the world, you had to walk in my place. So fucking good. I love this movie. Humphrey Bogart is the fucking man in this movie as Rick Blaine. He should have won the Oscar. Just saying. Ingrid Bergman's fantastic. Paul Henry's fantastic. Claude Rains is fantastic. Michael Curtis's direction is spot on. The editing is really sharp. The music is just beautiful. Like, was it As Time Goes By? Beautiful song. I love these characters. I love the story. I love the relationship between Elsa and Rick. It's a beautiful, beautiful story with a very sad ending, but also a really cool ending. Like, literally, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. One of the greatest last line stool films ever. It's Casablanca. What else would it be? It's a very obvious choice, but it's one of my favorite films of all time, so of course it's my favorite romance film of all time. So yeah, that was my top 10 favorite romance movies of all time, in my opinion. So in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this top 10 list? If not, give you guys top 10 favorite romance movies in your opinion. Doesn't matter what it is, I'm just curious to know. So yeah, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.